Errol Spence, Tim Tszyu, man. The fight just ended maybe a few hours ago. Um, First of all, I want to say, it was a good fight. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go deep into it. You know what I mean? But first, I'm gonna talk about Tim Tszyu. You feel me? I heard him say after the fight, he wanted a title shot. I think this fight was, it went the distance. It went 12 rounds. I had it, like 9-3, Tim Tszyu. But I mean, I definitely think he probably should go to 160 because 154, he can't beat nobody in 154. But I think he did say 160. I'm not gonna lie, bro. If in this, if you can give up 3 rounds, and I mean he won dumbly, but as somebody who's been active and you fought a Errol Spence who's been out 3 years. He didn't even drop Errol, bro. He didn't even drop Errol. He couldn't drop Errol. Errol, durable, Errol is a soldier, bro. And I'm gonna get deeper into Errol Spence because it's my top 3 favorite fighter of all time. He's my second favorite fighter ever. I'm gonna go deeper into Errol Spence, but I want to talk about Tim Tszyu to get him out the way because I'm gonna be real, bro. He not a world champion class fighter no more. He took too much damage. I remember that, that cut with Fundora, then rematch. Like every time he got those opportunities, he didn't capitalize. And just being honest, bro, you were supposed to finish this fight. I don't think maybe if he beat another top contender. I mean, not another, but if he beat a top contender at 160, maybe he can get a title shot. But after this performance, I don't think he would even win. He probably and I'm not saying he did horrible. You know what I mean? He definitely. I think I give big respect to Tim Tszyu corner. You know what I mean? They told him, pick it up, bro, because Errol was in the beginning. He was in the fight. I would say probably after the round 5, it's just like, all right, you seen the difference in stamina and legs, but Tim Tszyu, I think a 9-3 win, but not a championship fighter. Now, Errol Spence. Talk about Errol, bro. Since I was a kid, man, the truth, Errol Spence, bro, like, it was so emotional seeing him go out, man. I'm 18, y'all. I'm not that old, but I'm older now, and I'm experiencing like my favorite players and boxers, because I love sports in general. But to see Earl, go out, one thing I was a little happy for because he went the distance, bro. Have y'all ever watched Rocky? Rocky came from nothing, bro. Y'all know Rocky came from nothing. You feel me? He was trying to get a job, hitting the thing. I bring up Rocky to say all Rocky wanted to do was just go the distance to show that he was something. And Earl, he didn't have nothing to prove. You know what I mean? 3-time welterweight champion. You know what I mean? I think a Hall of Fame career for sure, just off his resume and how many title shots, and titles he defended. A lot of people, you look at the Crawford fight 3 years ago, you're like, we know that was gonna happen, and I think people not giving Earl enough respect, not only to come back from a loss like that, but just what he been through, bro. The car crash. If I'm not mistaken, he came back 14 months after the car crash. I think he got another belt, or I think he fought Danny Garcia. I think that was for a belt, but I'm not sure. Or he defended it, one of them, But I remember that fight. I remember being a kid and Earl being in his prime, man, dominating guys. Y'all know how Earl is, a body puncher, man. And to see him go out like that, man, and you seen the reporter ask him the question, it's over. You know what I mean? But he went out with one last payday. It was a big fight in Australia. You know what I mean? This was, if Tim Tszyu would have lost tonight to a 3-year layoff, Errol Spence's career over. It's over. You know what I mean? It's over. But he is only 31, so I think if he plays his cards right, he probably got one more title shot in him, but I don't think he will win. Now, for Earl future, like I said, it's over. Hall of Fame career. I'm glad he went to 12 rounds, bro. He didn't get knocked down. You know, I don't think he got more than 3 rounds won, but hey, 3 rounds, bro. I mean, I am a little biased because, I love Errol Spence, bro. He just a warrior, bro. I'm just happy that, man, he didn't get stopped, or he went out and he got up from the stool. One thing I always respected about Errol Spence, and he lost his last 2 fights, but won his first 28. But what I always liked about Errol, he didn't quit, bro. Like Errol, even in his prime, if y'all look at the Sean Porter Errol Spence fight, bro, that fight was neck to neck. Like that was his toughest fight before Crawford for sure. But he didn't give up, and in the 11th round, he dropped Porter, and that got him the win for sure. It's just like most guys would, tried to jab and box away. He was always, I'm gonna come forward, I'm gonna work the body, and if I get hit, I roll with the punches. I just hate how people perceive the career of Errol, man, because, and this is pre-Tim fight. Like, he's 28-1. He only lost to Terrence Crawford, bro. A generational talent, guys. And I just feel like he don't get the respect he deserves, bro. From 2017 to the 14-month layoff, but 2017 to 2022, that's like, I would say 4 years taking off the 14 months. Bro, he was defending titles regularly. You know what I mean? So it's like, damn. It was emotional for me, bro. Like, I didn't cry, but it was sad for me. Like, the little kid in me, bro, who loved and still, love watching Errol box, man. And the number one thing I didn't tell y'all, Earl is from Dallas, you know what I mean? He from Dallas, Texas, just like me. So, as a kid, Dallas, bro, we didn't have no world champions besides Earl. When Earl fight was coming up, it was the talk of the town. It was the talk of the city. So, I'm glad, man, he went the full distance. He didn't get the win, but I think it's better than going out like the loss with Crawford, to get stopped by the ref. But even when the Crawford fight, he got up. When I tell y'all, man, like, my mind knew Tim was going to beat him. He's active. You've been active. Your last fight was, 3 months ago? 4 months ago? Like, 5 years younger, and he didn't take him out. You couldn't even take him out. People like, oh, he was holding back. Man, he wasn't holding back. He couldn't do it. He damaged as well, man. But yeah, man, let me know y'all thoughts about the fight, man. I thought it was a decent fight. I think it's Errol Spence's last fight, but definitely had a Hall of Fame career. Next week, we got the Lamont Roach and Zepeda fight. Let me know who y'all got winning that. I'm definitely gonna do a video of that before the fight come out. I'm gonna do a video of Ryan and Conor Ben. Just the the big fights, the championship fight, Tszyu, Rolly. It's some good fights finna happen in August and in September. So, I just wanted to come in and just give my full review on that fight. And like I said, man, Earl, he went 12 rounds, he lost, but he earned my respect, his whole career. I think, like I said, Hall of Fame career from Earl. If Tim can, like I said, be the top contender at 160, I think he could very well get a title shot at 160. But do I see him winning a world championship before he retires? No. I just don't see it, I think he got a great coach, but yeah, I don't see him winning no world championship anymore in his career, too damaged. But you never know, man. I appreciate y'all for the support. I'm gonna continue to drop videos, man. I'm out, Cam Trench, subscribe, like, but we definitely gonna be coming back with some more content. Not only just boxing, but when football season start, we're gonna be on that. Basketball, just all the above. So I love y'all, man. Y'all stay prayed up.